what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reece L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. If you haven't subscribed, I suggest you do so. And if you want to keep up with us on the gram, follow us at CO2 Rawcast. And if you want to be nosy, you can follow your dude. Good evening, Mr. Black. Today I actually wanted to go ahead and help out a few men if I could. There's been a few men going on a whole lot of platforms where they're always talking about like they don't want to get in committed relationships. They don't want to get married because they're afraid of getting burned, afraid of getting divorced and losing half their shit. And the thing is, these platforms that they go on, there's always a guy on the other end that is always telling them what not to do, what to look out for. But it doesn't seem like there's enough platforms out there for them to tell you what you should be looking for. So what I wanted to do was give my little 2 cents on the green flags to look for in a good quality woman. What signs do I have to give you that makes her a keeper? So first things first, I want to say, if a woman sacrifices, she's a keeper. When I was single, there's been many times where I was just talking to random women in bars or whatever, or just out and about, and they always have a story about how they given up something so personal, so tangible that they're never going to get it back. Maybe they sold their house or a car to bail their man out of jail or something, but they love that man. They really literally given up an arm and a leg to help this man out, whether it was sacrificing her car in order to pay his car note or put money on his rent. I mean, it is unfortunate, but this woman has so much love for this man to the point where she literally did give up something. She literally did sacrifice, and she's never going to get it back. That right there is a keeper. Call it stupid if you want, but a lot of men out there actually take advantage of that, and that's why a lot of these women are pretty much at the point where they don't want to do that anymore. They no longer want to sacrifice anything for a man unless he's up to par. Second, I would say she's generous. There may be a time where you're at work, ran out the door so fast that you forgot to grab a coffee or something, but this is the type of woman that actually will come by your gig and drop you off a latte, or she'll drop you off a lunch, or she may pop up at your job and take you out to lunch right then and there because, hey, you dashed out the door so quick, you didn't even get a chance to make your lunch or your coffee. So this woman was pretty much nice enough to take time out of her day just to go ahead and treat you out. The fact that she even had you on her mind is a blessing. And unfortunately, that's another thing a lot of these men talk about. They talk about how they don't never have women who pretty much, go out for them or think about them. But on the other end, you have these women who do these things for their men, but their men are not appreciative of it. But you have some guys out there that are very appreciative of that, but they just wish they gotten that from the woman. But unfortunately, the man before that spoiled it. He wasn't appreciative for all the things that she did, and so therefore she feels like she doesn't want to do it anymore unless she finds the right quality man to do it for. But if a woman is generous, that's a keeper. Trust. We're not talking about you flying out of town for business and she's just hoping you don't trick off on an escort or something, or some random chick. No, we're talking about that she trusts you with the responsibility of making decisions. A lot of men out there have these platforms where they talk about being providers and being protectors and being leaders and all, but we don't have enough men out there that's showing the potential of being a leader. So therefore, if she trusts you enough where she steps out of the way for you to go ahead and make the best decisions for your relationship, or just for the family and things of that nature, you gotta keep her. Because women are very intuitive, and if they thought you were on the bullshit, they would step in. But if she feels that you have the potential to pretty much make the right decision, she's gonna stay out of the way. And that actually brings me to, she's inspirational. We're talking about the woman who sees a fire in you. You could have been working on a project, but what ended up happening was you got stressed out, you got burned out, you look like you were about to give up, but she comes up behind you, comes up on your side, and she pretty much lets you know that, hey, don't give up. You got it going on. You can do this shit. Not necessarily a cheerleader, but a supporter. Hell, maybe even a motivational coach. And a lot of us men, sometimes we need the fire to be lit under the asses of us so that we can do bigger and better things. instead of like a woman just being like, oh well, you tried, and then, you know, she just moseys along. But it is good to pretty much have that extra motivation by our woman because she believes in us, and that's a keeper right there. Also, I pretty much want to say, if a woman is emotionally available, oh man, that is a blessing. Some of us have these long days at work, stressed out, burned out, and we just want to walk in the house and we just want to lay down and we just want to unwind. So what ends up happening is we just want space and don't want to talk to anybody. You may come in the room or lay sit next to us on the couch and be like, hey, if you need to talk, I'm right here. I'm here to listen. And in the meantime, I'm going to give you your space. Hey, you could go to the fridge, grab a man a beer, set it on the nightstand, and he'll get around to it and he'll get around to talking to you when he's ready. But sometimes we do need that moment alone. And then when we are stressed out and we want to talk to somebody about it, we do want to talk to our boo first. We want to give you the job to listen first. We don't want to really talk to the homies yet. We're coming to you first. So a woman that pretty much drops everything and be like, hey, babe, what's going on? What's on your mind? Talk to me. We love that. You don't even necessarily have to basically give a suggestion or any advice. We just want you to listen. We just want to vent off, and then we actually feel better. We just want to blow off some steam verbally, and then we're straight for the day. And I want to go ahead and throw in a bonus. If she gives constructive criticism. I know a lot of men out there pretty much believe that a woman should just be in her place and all this other shit, and she don't know shit. But I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of men out there that have been making terrible decisions, and it's obvious because a lot of these men keep on going on these platforms talking all this shit about women, and they're making the decision to actually engage with these so-called ratchet ass women. But you actually have women out there who is willing to be your helpmate, your right-hand man, and to keep you from hurting yourself or putting your own self in danger. So if you're about to make a foul decision and she speaks up like, babe, I'm taking a look at the cost-benefit analysis here and it's not looking good. I don't think this is a good decision. That's a keeper. Not only is she protecting your guys' relationship, but she's also protecting whatever tangibles that you have. She does not want you to make a bad decision that brings you to economic and financial failure. Even though you might be boneheaded and hard-headed to even see that, but trust me, sometimes she may be so intuitive to the point where like, hey, right now you're making this decision on impulse. You really need to take a step back and sleep on it. And a woman that does that, in my opinion, is a keeper. Well, I wanted to go ahead and just drop that one on y'all today. So I hope you take it with a grain of salt and do what you do. But in the meantime, y'all know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.